The year 2022 is a year that many mainland Chinese people do not want to remember, especially when the Beijing authorities suddenly loosened the restrictions on the epidemic prevention without any notice. Many elderly people died and tragedies continue to happen. A few days ago, the official list of the internet buzzwords of the year was released on mainland media. And thank you. Injustice and small town problem solver were all on the list. But for the Chinese public, they have another list in mind. And the word on the list relate to a large number of incidents that Chinese authorities try to keep under control. So naturally, they're not going to make it to the official list of buzzwords. But even so, these sensitive or forbidden search terms are still spreading like wildfire in Chinese social circles at home and abroad. Last generation. The last generation can be said to be the most impactful internet buzzword for young people in mainland China. The phrase was taken from a video circulating in Shanghai during lockdown. The video shows 3 epidemic prevention officers in white suits in front of a homeowner's house asking the young man and his family, who were close contact to COVID-19, to be isolated and transferred. The young man said, "We tested negative and you have no right to take us away forcibly. You can only take away the ones who tested positive. According to the law of public security and epidemic prevention controls, you can only pull away the ones who tested positive by force. We are willing to take the risk ourselves and do not need your consideration. Thank you." Then a person in white protective suit with the word police on it threatened, "If you refuse to be transferred, you will be punished by public security. After the punishment, it will affect your next 3 generations." The young man immediately replied, "This is our last generation, thank you," and shut the door on the 3 men.
如果你不执行市政府的命令，对吧？就要对你进行处罚。
你告诉我要讲到哪里？
进行处罚了以后，要影响你的3代。
我们不好意思，这是我们最后一代，谢谢。
The expression last generation in the video quickly sparked empathy, with people sharing the video and repeating the word on social media, resulting in investigation by authorities. Weibo directly blocked the phrase hashtag "This is our last generation, thank you," and hashtag "last generation." Searching for these 2 topics brought up irrelevant results. Another famous movie review blog tried to build on the topic, the last generation, by posting a still of The Last Emperor, which was also subsequently blocked. The video also resonated with netizens. Below are some of what they said. "This is so shocking. It is like thunder but silent. If people don't even want a 2nd generation, where would a 3rd generation even come from? Well said. The world does not want me. This is our last generation. Sorry, this is our last generation. Thanks." In 2022, we have indeed witnessed and experienced many things that are touching, absurd, helpless, frustrating. All of them. This off-the-cuff comment is probably the most evocative statement in the past few years and even many years to come that can best document this era. "Your reign ends with me, and the suffering you give ends with me. We are the last generation," is also my declaration. You can live forever by yourself. The WeChat account Toniu Daguan published an article saying, "How far do you have to push people to say, 'We are the last generation'? As the saying goes, there is no greater sorrow than the death of the heart. What really makes people lose confidence in life is not hardship and poverty, but the lack of hope." Feng Jicai once wrote in 10 Years of Madness that the real brutality is against the innocent. The article was deleted 2 hours after it was posted. The phrase, secretly laughing or having fun in secret, is a sarcastic expression of discontent through the use of official Chinese Communist Party discourse. Netizens use this phrase to satirize the difference between the harsh reality of the epidemic in China and the rosy picture painted by officials. It comes from a statement made by the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian at a press conference in December 2021. "If you can live in China during the fight against the pandemic, you should laugh in secret."
包括你们在座的这些外国记者，你们能够在抗击疫情期间生活在中国，你们就偷着乐吧。
During the closure of Shanghai in 2022, netizens used this phrase as a satirical reference to the disaster suffered by the people, and used the phrase City of Love and Joy to describe the situation. The phrase surrounding America to save Zhao was used to satirize the authorities' anti-American propaganda during the pandemic. Subsequently, the terms secretly having fun and related variants have been censored on major social media platforms. Soft spot. The term soft spot in its literal sense became popular again after a video went viral in late November 2022 of several staff members of a Beijing street office discussing how to deal with residents who resisted epidemic prevention measures. In the video, these staff members mentioned, "Someday, find a dark place and detain him for 3 days. We need to embroil his son. His son is his soft spot. Yes, you are the one who has lost trust, and your son will have no future. Put the blame. Let's put the blame on provocation. Let's see what sort of blame is appropriate for him." The caption in the video is dated November 20. The location was in the 2nd Neighborhood Committee of Tiantong Yuanan South Street, Changping District, Beijing. The video sparked a lot of outrage among netizens and was called a meeting of ghosts and a soft spot video. The video was then deleted from the internet. Writer Xu Kaizhen said his soft spot is his son. "This is such a horrible statement that I believe will send shivers down anyone's spine after hearing it. What's even more frightening is that the person who said this is not the governor, not the mayor, not the chief justice, but is a resident committee member that we normally don't even see as an official. Power makes him arrogant to such a barbaric degree. Are you not surprised? Who is encouraging this? Who is secretly supporting it?" 1 Key 3 Actions. 1 Key 3 Actions originated from the video website Bilibili, a platform similar to YouTube. The original meaning is to press and hold the button to give coins and favorite a video at the same time. In the run-up of the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in October, netizens also used the phrase for 1 click for 3 consecutive terms to refer to Xi Jinping's re-election. Since it was widely believed that he would seek and win a 3rd term as General Secretary, at the same time the word "qi" sounds like the word for cheap or lowly in Chinese. So when netizens use the phrase 1 click 3 action to refer to Xi's re-election, it has an obvious derogatory meaning. On October 23rd, at the first plenary session of the 20th Central Committee that immediately followed the 20th National Congress, Xi Jinping not surprisingly broke the precedent set by Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao and won his 3 consecutive terms. Do not XX unless necessary. The slogan of "Do not leave the house, area, city, boundary unless necessary," "Do not gather unless necessary," and "Do not dine out unless necessary" are common slogans of the authorities in implementing the epidemic prevention policy. These words are not just slogans, but were really used to restrict the personal freedom of citizens. The no XX unless necessary policy has evolved into various versions. The "if not necessary, do not leave school" turned the school into a prison, and then the university student who were controlled to the point of madness could only crawl into the sport field in protest. "If not necessary, do not return home" turned going back to one's hometown for the New Year's into a crime. Let it rot. The phrase "let it rot" came from the NBA league, referring to some teams deliberately losing to lower their rankings as much as possible in order to have a better position in the next year's summer league. The English original meaning is to have some strategic loss. In Chinese, the meaning is more similar to the phrase "to smash a cracked pot," referring to when things can no longer go in a good direction. They simply do not try to change it or control it and just let it develop towards a bad direction. It expresses a growing lack of interest in the present and future in China as severe competition, government control, and social expectations leave many young people despondent. In 2022, the frequency of using the word "let it rot" by netizens even exceeded that of the buzzword "laying flat," which in a way reflects the change of people's mentality in the 3 years of the epidemic. The world doesn't want me anymore. In early 2022, a video hit the internet on the mainland showing a woman from Fenzhou County, Xuzhou City, Jiangsu Province. She is a mother of 8 children, but she is mentally unstable and chained up in a broken house. Since the identity of the woman cannot be determined until now, she is unanimously called the chained woman. The chained woman's case involves a number of mysteries such as abuse and trafficking of women, and the incident quickly attracted attention of the Chinese people. But the Chinese official media rarely reported the details of the case, except for some official announcements. Netizens have relentlessly pursued the responsibility of the government and society in the incident. In a video, the woman with the filthy appearance uttered several unclear sentences out of her missing teeth, one of which was, "The world doesn't want me anymore." The sentence also became a necessary word for netizens to avoid internet censorship when discussing the chained woman incident. A large number of netizens who were concerned about the chained woman incident were silenced by the authorities, including the netizen Wuyi Ancient City, who went missing in March last year because they went to Shuzhou County to visit and follow up the chained woman incident. On June 24, 2022, there were rumors on the internet that they were sentenced to 8 months in prison for alleged provocation and nuisance, but there was still no news from the person concerned or their family. Many other concerned netizens tried to visit the chained woman in Dongji Village, Fen County, but were blocked by the police. A senior journalist said that the authorities shielded the traffic off Dongji Village, where the incident took place, in the name of epidemic prevention and forbade reporters and people from approaching. Various Hong Kong and Taiwan media reports show that Dongji Village was not only surrounded by iron, but the People's Armed Department of Fen County even sent suspected militiamen wearing military coats to guard the entrance of the village. Li Jiaqi's paradox. The meaning of Li Jiaqi paradox is that if a person wants to stay out of the political taboo zone completely, he must know all the political taboos. The paradox began when Li Jiaqi, a well-known Chinese influencer, promoted a tank-shaped ice cream to viewers during a live broadcast on Taobao on June 3rd. The tank was one of the symbol of the June 4th massacre in Tiananmen Square in 1989, and the display of the tank-shaped ice cream on the eve of June 4th undoubtedly triggered a sensitive nerve of the Chinese authorities. And Li Jiaqi then abruptly stopped broadcasting, claiming that there was a technological problem. Afterwards, he went silent for more than 3 months, only to return on September 20th. It is widely believed that Li Jiaqi and his team, who were born in 1992, may not have been aware of this history beforehand. Some netizens have concluded that Li Jiaqi's paradox as meaning if a person who is still in his prime wants to stay out of political taboo areas, he must know all the political taboo. This means a person who does not insult China means that he knows everything that could insult China like the back of his hand. Run. The Chinese pinyin for run is R-U-N, which also looks like run in English. So run is almost equivalent to immigration in Chinese context. It especially refers to immigration due to dissatisfaction with political factors and an inability to change. China's strict epidemic prevention policies have been in place for nearly 3 years since the beginning of 2020. In those 3 years, nucleic acid testing, lockdown, silent management, and QR health code have become the norm, and many Chinese people have grown weary of this life. At the beginning of this year, the strict zero-COVID policy caused a serious disaster. In addition, Xi Jinping's re-election, China's continued economic downturn, the frequent explosions in the real estate industry, and salary freezes and layoffs in large factories have made people generally pessimistic about China's future. In this situation, more and more people are thinking about the question of run, and there are various ways to run. Some people apply for schools abroad, find jobs overseas, some people invest or apply long-term stay visas, and some people even choose to stow away. The countries they choose to run to include the United States, Europe, Australia, Canada, and other developed countries, along with the countries like Thailand, Malaysia, have also become immigration destinations. Unfortunately, It's Not You. Unfortunately, It's Not You is a love song by Malaysian singer Liang Jingru, the lyrics of which express the feeling of regret after losing a lover and has no political connotation. In 2012, Fang Bingxing, the father of China's firewall, posted on Weibo to mourn the death of a computer science professor, resulting in a large number of netizens commenting the song title in the comments section to express their curse on him. Since then, Unfortunately, It's Not You has been associated as a death curse. After the assassination of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, many netizens on Chinese social media, including WeChat and Weibo, began to repost the audio of "Unfortunately, It's Not You" and use these words to subtly express their discontent with the Chinese leader. On the music playing platform QQ Music, some netizens said, "Unfortunately, it's not you. Everybody understands this meaning." Some netizens also used Xu Jinping, similarly pronounced as Xi Jinping, to say, "Xu Jinping, unfortunately, it's not you." Chinese music websites including NetEase, Cloud Music, and QQ Music have subsequently banned the sharing of the song.